Ladies and gentlemen, we'll start in another 2 minutes. We are just expecting more people to walk in.
Yes. You can run. YouTube में run कर सकते. YouTube में run.
Hello.
रुपये.
Wrong number. सर वहाँ पे. और अपने जो वीडियो दिया था वो ना. Sir, you can search. यहाँ पे search कर सकते हैं.
Designed the largest capacity single location oil refinery. Engineered its own F1 plant. Formed the world's largest milk producing cooperative. Every once in a while, the nation wakes up to a bright new change. One which was vital to evoke national pride and accomplishment. Today, the nation comes together to celebrate one such moment which will revolutionize its payments ecosystem. National Payments Corporation of India feels honored to present RuPay, India's very own card payment system that will facilitate India's evolution into a cash-independent world order. RuPay, yet another commendable achievement of NPCI, an institution on a mission since 2008 to empower every bank in India across public, private, cooperative and regional rural
ये करंट लगा सकते हैं.
future-ready payment products and services. And
नाम पता है ना? सर नाम पता है ना?
by 2020.
इसका नाम आपको पता चल गया ना?
हाँ.
वहाँ से अप्लाई करने के लिए. अब सर मेरे साथ आएंगे 1 मिनट के लिए. सर मेरे साथ आएंगे प्लीज.
And socio-economic barriers to provide a card system with universal acceptance, using a highly secure PIN mechanism for virtual establishments and pay secure for online payments. Today, RuPay is issued across 232 banks, out of which 180 plus banks exclusively issue RuPay cards, benefiting the rural and farming community by providing them access to national payment infrastructure, thus transforming their lives. RuPay card is internationally accepted through Discover Financial Services and Pulse Network for shopping and cash transactions. All ATMs and POS terminals in India proudly accept
मेरा लैपटॉप लिया तो इंटरनेट कनेक्शन जाएगा.
नहीं वो तो एक बार इंटरनेट बाद में जरूरत नहीं पड़ता मेरे ख्याल से.
ऑफलाइन करके.
that are made through RuPay. 6 million Kisan cards
आ गया, डाउनलोड हो गया. हाँ, you can take it. 1 मिनट हो गया.
to facilitate payments.
थोड़ा सा आगे
RuPay has successfully deployed payment solutions for farm grain.
इंटरनेट निकाल दूँ.
निकाल दो. देखो ना प्ले होता है ना.
Dairy farmers. RuPay advocates facilitation of many such projects to strengthen the payment mechanism in the country. As India marches
हो गया.
RuPay
उधर हो
is
गया.
committed to addressing the needs of all segments of Indian consumers, merchants and banks with a flexible product platform and a cutting-edge offering like RuPay Tap to Go and EMV chip cards, giving every Indian a never-before opportunity to own and use a card payment system with a futuristic edge, created by Indians for Indians. RuPay, India's very own card payment system.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was just a quick AD about the national payment RuPay. Before we begin, today's seminar is we are doing with the Indian Merchant Chambers along with the National Payment Corporation of India. Much talk about topic among the broking community, that what exactly this topic is all about. So we thought let's start this month of February with this topic. Just to give you a quick background, what exactly is this? National Automated Clearing House is a payment platform used by banks for bulk payments and collection. The core objective is to provide a robust centralized platform with pan-India coverage for processing repetitive transactions electronically. NACH, as it is called, is an ideal platform for corporates, mutual fund companies, broking houses, insurance companies, utility companies, government institutions, telecom, etc. to make as well as receive payments. That is the whole concept about it. NACH credit helps corporates to transfer money into bank account using IFCSC and MICR, one of the many scenarios these days. And NACH debit can be used by utility companies, mutual funds, insurance, etc. by pulling funds, again one of the many scenarios, using a standard and universal accepted mandate format. So the whole theme would be explained by the speakers over here. Before I call upon the respective speaker of the businesses, I would request Dina Bain, who is present over here, to briefly introduce and take forward the seminar today. So Dina Bain, please. Followed by the speakers would be Rajiv Pillai, who from the VP Business Development of NPCI. Would you present? Okay, Rajesh would be there, and for domestic card scheme and RuPay again, Mr. Dilip would be speaking for that, and for IMPS and unified payments, we have Vishweshwaran would be speaking for that. So please,
thank you very much, Rishi. We are talking about a topic which is absolutely the in thing. so far as our country is concerned. We have moved a long way from how we were doing our payments earlier to what we are doing today. At a micro level, not all of you may feel the difference in how you are operating on your receipt and payment mode. But if we look at the country as a whole, I have been associated with the payment business since 2012. And in 2012, there was something like 17 lakh transactions happening a day. And today, as we are in 2016, in about 3.5 years' time, there are 2 crore plus transactions happening every day. Now, we think, what is NPCI? I think NPCI is everything to do with payments in the country. Entire government's direct benefit transfer program, be it the LPG gas or food security, doing away with the PDS, or the kerosene subsidies or urea subsidies as they are going to happen, and all kinds of small payments which the government makes to the citizens of this country are all routed through NPCI. So this is one very big role which is being played. How it is being played is through these Jan Dhan accounts which have been opened by the government. The big success of Jan Dhan account goes to the RuPay card, because every account holder gets the RuPay card through which he can withdraw the benefits which are there, which the government transfers in his name. The entire CTS, the check clearing system that we have, Reserve Bank has transferred to NPCI. All the ATMs in this country are operated by NPCI switch. It has made it entirely interoperable. That is, you have a State Bank card, you go to a Kotak ATM and you can still withdraw the money. What is relevant to us as brokers and people who are associated with the capital markets? One very important product which is there, one is IMPS and other is the ACH, where in ACH you can just give a mandate to your broker that if, say, not exceeding 25 or 50,000 rupees, and every time there is a collection to be made from the broker, all that you need to do, all that the broker will do is he will send an SMS to the customer saying that your account is debited by 20,000 and I am debiting your account. No check is to be given, no check to be deposited with the sub-broker or broker, whoever, no check deposit, no bank reconciliation. All these things just happen automatically because these records are generated by the broker. If there is a margin call, there is so much volatility in the market, through IMPS you can straight away instantly transfer money to your broker and your positions will not get spread out. So this way there are huge number of benefits, because we are a business in which there is a huge sensitivity attached to timely payments, and these timely payments can be completely taken over by NPCI and the use of various products which NPCI has developed, and these are the systems which are working for crores of and lakhs of transactions. NPCI's goal is to touch every Indian by 2020. So on the NPCI website there is something which continuously tracks how many unique Indians they have touched, and with a target of 100 crore Indians, I think they have reached almost 40 crores. How much is it? 40 crores? Yeah, they have reached 40 crores. So 40 crore people in this country have used the services of NPCI directly or indirectly. So this is something very powerful which is happening around us, which is very, very useful to all of us. And I am sure that the presentations that you see over here, you would try to implement all these products in your offices. And personally, Ashish Mehta, as a broker, we have started NACH mandates, and our clients are very happy because their shares do not get spread out for small amounts, and they can just transfer the funds to us. So these are very, very useful products. Kindly gain knowledge about them and put it into practical use. We have a very esteemed panel in front of us who is going to talk about the various products. We have heads of all the departments. who are handling the various products, and we also have Mr. Dilip Apse, who is the Chief Operating Officer of the company. So we have a number 2 person in the entire organization who has spared his time, otherwise he is a very busy person, but he has spared his time to come and talk to us about the payment space and what NPCI is doing. So it would be really useful to get an insight into everything which is told today. Thank you very much, and once again welcome to all of you. BSE Forum has been doing, has been taking various initiatives to really help brokers and its constituents promote their business. So this is one more very useful step, and Indian Merchants Chamber also, the Capital Market Committee tries to promote the interest of the investors. And again, this is a very, as I said, useful system for the investors also. So thank you very much, and all of us look forward to a very informative session ahead of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dina, for your valuable time and your encouraging support as always. We also like to highlight the presence of the BPF governing board over here. We're thankful for the Vice Chairman, Mr. Alok Churiwala, to be present. Thank you for Hirenbhai for his active support during seminars over here, and our presence of members on the virtual note, that is the webinar, that is why you see the handicap over here. All across members all over India who are not able to come physically over here can view our presentation, our seminar online live as we speak today. So welcome all of you, and I will give it to the CEO, Dilip, to speak a few words. Sure, I just need to check, but sure, I'll do that. This enables not only through your laptop, even through your smartphones you can do it. So this is a thing which many members have suggested, especially from our centers and regional centers all over India. So these are like a live thing what is happening, and let us see if we can give you some count also. So
so thank you and welcome to the forum on payments. Just to be, Madam has spoken a lot about NPCI, but I just thought I will give you some numbers. What is that NPCI processing on a month-to-month basis? So if you look at the NFS, as Madam said rightly, when you have the debit card or ATM card, you don't look at which is the ATM you are accessing throughout the country. You just go to the ATM and withdraw the cash. All these transactions, all these interbank transactions are getting processed by NPCI. We processed about 350 million successful ATM transactions every month. Okay, interbank ATM transactions. The second thing she spoke about is the IMPS. So IMPS is the interbank first real-time P2P system, which in fact after India has launched, it is gone to the other countries. Singapore is building its first real-time P2P system. US is now considering, they have opened up the white paper for the consultation to build up the real-time P2P system. So IMPS, we processed interbank about 22.4 million transactions in January. Right, which is amounting to 16,000 crore rupees, right? So 16,000 crore in terms of value has been processed in the month of January. When you look at the NACH, which is another payment system what we operate, initially we had a lot of issues in mandate processing, mandate approvals, but now more or less things are getting into the stabilized situation. And month-on-month basis, we are processing about 6 lakhs approved mandates are getting processed through the NPCI system. We intend to touch to 1 million mandates in a month, in about a couple of months' time. Total mandates registered in NPCI system are about 4 million, right, as of now. So we expect to reach 10 million to 12 million in next 6 months' time. When you look at that, it is exactly replicating what has been happening in the ECS debit industry. When you look at the RuPay cards started with initially it got a big push from the PMJDY system. However, we have launched all the required variants for people like you and us, which is like a Platinum, RuPay Platinum. We are going to shortly talk about the features of RuPay Platinum. But RuPay Platinum is also gaining a lot of momentum. We are processing in the about 2 lakh transactions on e-commerce and point of sale on RuPay cards. We are processing about 20 lakhs transactions on RuPay cards every day on ATMs. So it's kind of setting up the pace to reach and overtake the existing Visa Mastercards, which has been issued in last 20 years in the country, will overtake in 3 years time. So that's what about the NPCI is. We are going to talk about, so if you look at, from a community perspective, as Madam rightly said, two products are extremely critical for you, which is the pull products when you want to pull money from the customers. The first product is, the NACH, wherein you need to take the mandate from the customer, and then you don't need to touch base with the customer. Once the mandate is approved, you can keep pulling the money, and we have once you submit the file in the morning to the bank, you receive the fund before the end of the day, right? So on the same day of submitting the file, you receive the funds. Shardul is going to speak about NACH product. Once you register the mandate, within 5 days you get the response on the mandate, whether it's successful or declined, right? So 5 days turnaround time to give a response on the mandate, and same day settlement. That's the specialty of the NACH, our credit platform, which is the pull. One mechanism of pull. The second mechanism of pull is, you could give your IFSC and account number to the customer, and customer having any mobile banking application installed, or any internet banking of leading 20 banks installed on his computer or his handphone, can remit money to you real-time basis. Now the transaction cap for this is 2 lakh rupees, but looking at retail, 2 lakh is fairly sufficient value from that channel. So, while broker is on the phone to you, he can transfer the money, you receive the fund, it's about a 5-second, 7-second transaction, so he can be on the phone with you, and you can confirm that money is related to your account. Basically, you can allocate the limits to him for the trading or those kind of things. But this is again from the customer side push, right? How do you pull money? And we have the new payment system coming in, which we are calling unified payment interface, and Vishy is going to speak about it in next few minutes, which is a real-time pull again, which the broker can initiate or community can initiate from anybody to receive the payment. So that is what getting operational on 8th of April this year. So this is what is the NPCI product suite which we are going to talk today, and we'll be available for question answers. If you guys are facing any challenges, you want to get in touch with the bank with a specific product, will be available here, right? So we'll go through the detail with the products RuPay, IMPS, UPI, and then NACH, right? So there are 3 products we'll review today. So apart from that, NPCI does the check calculation as well. All the country checks, right, which are interbank checks, gets processed through NPCI, right? So NPCI processes about 40 lakh checks every day, which is a check calculation system where the image doesn't travel, the check leaf doesn't travel to your bank, only the image travels. And again, there also it's a T+1 settlement. It's one of the fastest in the world. Otherwise, if you look even in the progress countries, Europe and US, you look at it takes 3 to 4 days to get the check realized, right? So we'll start the presentation.
So once again, very good evening to all of you. So I know from the brokers community perspective, the most important product would be NACH and IMPS. So I'm not going to take much time, but very briefly I'm going to tell about the RuPay. So for some of you, possibly those who are not aware of NPCI, NPCI was created as the apex level body, payments space, by the Reserve Bank and IBA. Okay. And the shareholding pattern is, it is right now it is being held by 10 banks. Major banks, the names are displayed there, and it is a company which is not for profit. In fact, Madam Dina is part of our board. So we already spoke about these are the product lines which which we have in the NPCI. We already briefly touched on that one. So when NPCI started, Mr. Narayan Murthy, he was the chairman of the NPCI board, and he has steered the NPCI in the first 3 years. Some of the snaps for him. I'm not going into details of how the government structure is, governance structure is there, but then we largely work like we we consciously decided that we work like a public sector type of company, and whereas in terms of product and other things, it's like almost like a private sector company, but we follow all the processes related to that one. So very briefly, this it was a Payment and Settlement System Act in November 2009. We got the authorization that one, and thereafter the first product which came obviously was the National Financial Switch, and the best known as already Dilip has told that whenever you do a transaction, ATM transactions anywhere in the country, if it is not on your own bank's ATM network, the transaction is passing through the central switch, which is managed by us. Almost 350 million transactions a month we process there. So RuPay. I remember, a few years back, we were having one interaction with the head of the Diners card in US, and it was in one of the strategy meet, a question was asked to him that about the domestic schemes, and what is the relevance of that one, should we go ahead and other things, should it be successful? And he said that if you have to travel locally, say from Mumbai to Delhi, you don't go through British Airways, do you? So in a country of our size, where more than 95% of the transactions are happening, domestic, these are all domestic transactions, why in the first place we should be using payment instrument, the debit card which you have in your pocket, which is branded coming from the overseas or American companies? That was the answer which he said. So in 2012, March exactly, after a considerable work of more than 2 years, we launched that RuPay, which is our own payments product, domestic scheme payments product. And it didn't happen just like that. It started as part of the RBI vision, where along with so many other things, there was a concept of India card. So the idea was that we should be in a position to provide each and every person in the country with some payment instrument using which we should be in a position to initiate that electronic transactions. It is interesting to know that the international card schemes, namely Visa and MasterCard, they existed in this country for almost about 30 years, and in that 30 years period of time, not more than 53 banks have been issuing the RuPay cards. It may be a little interesting to know that in this country we have close to about 2,000 banks, which includes not only nationalized and commercial banks, but so many other domestic, regional rural banks and cooperative banks and all that. The question is, if a payment instrument is to be given to that every customer of the bank, be it a big bank or a small bank, how are we going to do it if it turns out that giving a payment instrument is a costly affair, which happens to be the case in case of international payment card schemes? So, in the last 3 years' time, or little more than 3 years' time, today, and obviously there was a government push also from the Prime Minister Jan Yojana, but the fact is, today we have close to 240 million debit cards, which is more than 35% of the total debit card population in the country. This has been achieved in a period of just little more than 3 years' time. I will rather skip this. So typically, as they said, we are a domestic scheme company and it's a tax-able payment organization. The whole idea of NPCI being there is that we are not only in a position to process all the transactions, but we also own this scheme, and the RuPay brand per se, these cards are being issued by the banks. No, we as far as we are concerned, well, banks are our members and we do not directly go to the customers. It's the bank's customer, the banks issue these RuPay cards to them. We have certain roles as far as our, this one is concerned. So to briefly touch base on the RuPay product, so you have seen, all of you have got a card in your pocket. So you have seen, some cards are just plastic cards with a magic stripe, and then some cards are chip cards, some of you may be having that one. So We are right now into the debit card space. We are very soon we are going to launch a RuPay credit card. Maybe by June or something it should be out in the market. But then right now that RuPay is a full-fledged product which is having a magistrat. It is having a cheap product including the dual contactless and other things. It's a debit. Credit, as I said, is coming very shortly, and we are open to the prepaid, so the RuPay can be given as a prepaid cards as well. And we have the normal classic card, and we also have the platinum card in that one with different features altogether. And trust me, as far as these features are concerned, these features are no way lesser than any one of the product in that one. In fact, in some of the cases, we are much better. It is also very important to note that from the security perspective, these are much more secure. When we started with RuPay, we consciously decided that we will go as a PIN-based product. That means for every transaction, the PIN entry is must. Incidentally, almost around the same time, the regulator also came out with a mandate making it compulsory to enter the PIN. And today, when you do a transaction, other than ATMs as well on point of sale, you enter the PIN for doing the transaction. We started our product was by default the PIN product right from the beginning, and this can be used not only on the ATMs, it can be used on the point of sale. This country has got almost about 1.2 million point of sale in the country, and we have enabled almost all except about 14,000 terminals which is pertaining to a specific organization. Other than that, we have enabled all the point of sale in the country for RuPay transactions. Similarly, RuPay can be used on the internet as well. So we have more than 40,000 merchants which are already enabled for that. So you name it, and there RuPay is accepted on the internet as well. So as a product, it is no way, this product can be used everywhere. Very important to also understand is that we have an international tie-up with Discover. So these products can also be used in almost about 170 countries abroad. So it's not only a domestic product, it is also an international product. Now, just to very briefly, tell you, unlike our international partners, or card schemes, our pricing is structured because we are a non-profit organization, and we wanted to enable the payment systems for each and every one, for all the banks and all that. Our pricing structures are very, very, transparent, and it's a transaction-based pricing, but it is one pricing. There is no complications and other things. So we charge 60 paise from the transaction. On the one side you have the issuing bank, and on the other side you have the acquiring side, and our charges are very, very this one, and very less. It is in passes. And only in case of platinum card, we have 25 rupees per annum charge which goes to which the issuing bank is paying to us. So as I said that platinum card is one such product. So we have two variants essentially. One we have classic and we have the platinum. So in case of platinum, there are a host of benefits which comes in that one. Of course, one such benefit which is associated with RuPay, which is also there with the classic card, and possibly that was one of the attraction why the government worked towards the PMJDY to begin with. But then there is an insurance associated with the RuPay product. So in case of classic card, it is up to 1 lakh rupees for the accident insurance. If somebody dies in the accident, or if there is a permanent total disability. But in case of platinum card, it is 2 lakhs rupees per per card per person, that one, both for the accident as well as for the permanent disability. We have a consult service which is provided free of cost to the customer, and there's a toll-free number where you can call and book certain services and all that. Services of course are payable, but the consult service itself is free, that one. We also provide the launch services. So if you're having a RuPay Platinum card, and if you are flying domestically anywhere, once in a calendar quarter, you can enjoy at least twice the launch service at the airport. More than 25 airports in the country, is offering that services, and we have a tie-up for that. There are other charges as well. So there are certain cash tax which have been enabled. There are certain fuel charges which gets reimbursed. If somebody is charging, the bank is charging up to 75 rupees per month, it gets reimbursed. And there are certain discounts and other things which is available. For example, if you go to the coffee shop, you buy one coffee, you get another free if you are having a RuPay card. So these are some of the benefits which are associated with the RuPay Platinum card. Insurance, I have already mentioned that one, and the number was already told, but let me tell you, it's a growing number, and more people are having the RuPay card, and they have started transacting in more and more numbers, and we see the continuous growth of the RuPay as it is happening. As I said, in India we have 1.2 million point of sale. This one, almost all are enabled for this one. So anywhere, not only ATMs, point of sale and internet, it can be used. And this is the solution which drives the RuPay, on the internet is called the Pay Secure, which is again a very secure solution which we have procured from one of the American companies and we have implemented in this country. So RuPay is for that. Some moments of RuPay was dedicated to the nation by the President of India, and when the Prime Minister launched the Jandan, this one, we were part of those launch, because of the RuPay. Thank you very much. So I will not take much time, and so the IMPS.
IMPS and unified payments.
Thank you, Rajesh. So, we thank for the opportunity to be here to present the immediate payment service. This is one of the kind of service which has revolutionized peer-to-peer payments. Today, using IMPS, the real-time transfer of money 24/7 by 365, including on Sundays and bank holidays, has been made possible. So, without taking much time, I'm just going ahead with what is this product all about. IMPS stands for Immediate Payment Service, an innovative real-time payment solution which is working round the clock, which means the flow of money doesn't stop. People can start making payments to each other. Primarily, this product is being offered as part of retail payments. The upper cap per transaction limit is, it has been set at 2 lakhs. Right? So there are various use cases where people have been using IMPS. It can be for making bill payments, it can be used for booking travel, it can be used for sending remittances. The largest use case what we are seeing here is people are using it for sending money. The migrant people who are coming to metros for work, they are using IMPS for sending money back to their hometowns. And this service contributes a major amount of volume. In the month of January, Mr. Dilip also mentioned about it, we did about 16,000 crores worth of transactions. Right? Over 22 million transactions happened in the month of January. IMPS has been widely accepted across the country, and we have about 148 member banks who are offering this service. When I mean 148 members include banks as well as RBI approved prepaid payment instrument service providers. So the benefits what IMPS can bring to the broking community is that it's a real-time domestic fund transfer, which means if a customer who has got tools who are in the process of almost nearly reaching their limit, they will be able to top up their value and they will be able to do another interest.
We should just add 135 banks are offering this service. So, for example, once you have, just for example, ICICI iMobile, you can transfer money real time to 135 banks, right? That's a network effect IMPS offers.
Thanks, Dilip. Yeah, the real-time domestic fund transfer, it happens in a matter of 7 seconds. I think once you start try to do a transfer of yourself to your friend or calculated, then you can see the value of the real-time transfer what it brings to you. And the best part is that the service is not dependent on any holidays. It's round the clock, round the year, including bank holidays, including Diwalis, on all festivals. And there is a standardized credit and debit information available, so which means when the remitter as well as the beneficiary will know exactly to whom the money has been paid, and the beneficiary at their end also will know that who has been making the remittance for what purpose. And today, this product is available across multiple channels. So today, IMPS can be used on a mobile-based printer, or it can be through an internet login section of the internet banking page. It is even available on the ATMs as well as on the ATMs. And services available even on SMS, IVR, as well as USSD platforms. So we have made it open to as many channels as possible so that the customers can make the best use of it. And as I told you, like majority of the transactions are being used by the migrant people for sending money to their hometowns, especially on the remittance corridors in India. So that is, in a way, is catalyzing to the financial inclusion which has been promoted by the government. And we are also, this service is also available for both financial and non-financial information, which means the customer, for example, using *91 hash can know the account balance and then initiate a transfer. This transfer can happen seamlessly, it can happen in real time. And there are multiple input options available where customer can use a wide variety of authentication mechanisms. If the customer is using a mobile phone, they can authenticate the transaction and PIN. If the customer is doing the transaction in ATM, they can use their card and ATM PIN for doing the transaction. And if they are using internet banking, there is always a user name and password on which they can carry out the transaction. So what it means to broking community is that customers, investors who are working with you, they will be able to make payments to you much faster. They will be able to make an online real-time bank account to bank account kind of transfer. When they make the payment, it reaches you immediately in a matter of 7 seconds. Right? This is available round the clock. So a person can kind of share the value if they want to invest into the equity or any other financial instruments. They will be able to move money into your account very quickly on a real-time basis, and you will be able to trade that money in the market and buy or sell equity. That is kind of real-time. It will help increase the velocity of the way you are currently doing transactions. There is no waiting time. As long as the upper limit is not reached, the customers can make payments on a real-time basis and do the thing. And we have got a wide varieties of products. We have got a peer-to-peer payments, which is the customer can have a wide range of options to choose from. For example, as a broker, you can publish your mobile number, register with your bank, and the bank will issue a mobile merchant identifier, or what is called as an ID. So the customer can make a payment as long as I know the broker's mobile number and MMID, I can make a real-time transfer. The second option is they can also go with your account number and IFSC code. Right? This can also happen on a real-time basis. All they have to do is they can use the channels to send money to you. And we also have got Aadhaar-based remittance services where people can put their Aadhaar number and make payments, which is primarily using the financial inclusion space. And we had also enabled merchant payments where people can make payments to a merchant, where they can push money to a merchant, as well as the merchant can also collect money from the customer. Both these options have been enabled. And recently we have also enabled foreign number remittances, which means the person staying overseas, they will be able to send money to the bank account online and under real-time basis. So as long as, for example, a person sending money in UAE on a, say, maybe a second Friday, right, by the time the money hits Indian shores, the banks are closed for second Saturday, and the money is releasable only on Monday UAE. Today with IMPS, the money can be released on the same day. Thursday night, within a matter of 10-15 seconds, they will be able to get the money in their account. This is a major benefit we are bringing in. They are increasing the velocity in which money can move from one place to another. And I explained to you we had different channels available. There is a self-service channel available where customer can themselves can use it. It can be a mobile-based application, or it can be able to run through an SMS tagging. They can request their bank by typing out a few of the codes, and they will be able to do a transaction over SMS. Or we also have the *91 hash and USSD platform, which means there is no process SNL, but they can do over an interactive process. They will be able to make a decision on how the money is being sent. And we also have enabled, IMPS enabled, integrated into the internet banking of the bank. So when people log into the net banking section, they can also make the remittance using IMPS. And we have also enabled on the ATMs. A lot of banks are using IMPS on their ATMs as well. And we have also on our assist channel, especially for people who are first-time users who are hesitant to use a self-service channel, we have got the service enabled for the bank branches. More than 20 banks are certified on the bank channel, and the volume is growing very steadily. And the option is also to use more than lakh and a half banking, business banking correspondents working in the rural and financial inclusion areas. They will be able to use that. Or the third option is that we also have the RBI approved prepaid payment instrument players. Payment can be made using their outlets as well. So the IMPS is available as a self-service channel as well as through assisted channel across various outlets. So how the process works, I can
actually skip this because that's
sure.
So you will have to answer the questions on IMPS in the Q&A session.
I'm going to slide on the charges. Such a service, a real-time payment service, which is enabled, which helps people move money from one to another under 6 seconds. We are pricing it very, very low because we want to ensure the countries, the citizens should be able to make the best use of it. NPCI charges 50 paise as a switching fee for sending money across any of the 148 members banks as well as PPI, and for doing the settlement, the banks, also on the beneficiary bank, also earns a 1 rupee or 5 rupee as a interchange value. The cost available is, we have the prices so low because many people we want them to start using this service. So I move on to the next innovative product, which has been one of the never seen, never heard before in India or even around the world. It's called the Unified Payment Interface. Yesterday, a day before yesterday, we had started the Unified Payment Interface technical launch at the hackathon in Bangalore, and where we had the developer community came and present themselves in a larger forum, and a lot of interest has been generated around this product. So, Unified Payment Interface is the next level where we are taking IPS transactions to the next level. So, what it means is that this product has been architected so differently that the entire product, there are a set of APIs, application programming interfaces, which are available, which are openly available for people to develop applications using mobile-based applications, so that they will be able to create products around it. From the NPCI point of view, we create the UPI as a platform. It is like building a railroad, and we are letting the developer community as well as the merchant community to build applications, which are like the luxury trains or superfast trains or passenger trains, and they will be riding on our UPI architecture to ensure real-time payments. So, few of the highlights of this product is that Unified Payment Interface provides both push and pull, which means for the broking community, the major benefit it brings is tomorrow there is a customer whom you want to collect money from. For example, it can be on a very volatile day, the value of the customer's holding can go down, so which means they need to top up their limits with you. So which means instead of waiting for a customer to make the payment, the broker through the application can demand money from the customer.
So IMPS is like you ask customer to pay money to you. UPI, you can request money to the customer using your smartphone, right? So customer will get a notification on his mobile, and he says yes and he enters the PIN, the payment will be fulfilled.
It's as simple as that. Using this, broker can request money from a customer.
Sorry? Cap is 2 lakhs. No, per transaction. Per transaction. You can do multiple transactions. The per transaction, because of the risk management standard, because it's a real-time transaction, the cap is kept at 2 lakhs. No.
So which means the customer can be anywhere, the broker can have their application which can pull money. They can request using the UPI, they can request the customer to make the payment. So all the customer gets in their phone or on internet application is that so broker is asking for money, customer please authorize the transaction. The customer has to do only one thing. They know that there is a limit which is going to happen, or they know there is an investment which is going to happen, or it can be a simple tip. Customer says if the market value is so and so, I would like to buy some number of stocks, but they don't have the limit in there.
So in fact, what can happen is, there are 2-3 ways this whole thing can. Just go to the next slide. Yeah. So what this UPI offers is, one is the virtual address, right? So for example, what it means is, every time it's very complicated to give your IFSC account, bank details and those kind of things, right? So what we are saying is, you can register to your bank using the bank app, right? And obtain the virtual address. So for example, I register as Dilip1 at hdfcbank.com, right? So anybody can make me payment, anybody can pull payment from me, only using this address. It is like your email ID, right? The email ID normally you open with Gmail, you open with somebody email provider, outlook.com. You will open your email ID with the bank, and that email ID becomes your financial address, right? It is as simple as that, giving to anybody else. So you don't need to reveal your account number, you don't need to. So IFSC account 11 digit, account number 15 digit. So about 27 digits somebody has to enter while making a payment to you. Now it's only the virtual address, right? PSP name is a bank name. So that's a domain. So the way when you open your account to Gmail, right? You look at whether your preferred address is available to you or not. So for example, I look at Dilip Basri. Dilip Basri is already gone. I'll say Dilip Basri 1, Dilip Basri 20, right? So similarly, the virtual address will be assigned back to you. You can select the virtual address depending on the amount. So that's point 1. We also told about the payment part of it, which you can request. So for example, I want, Dina madam wants to take money from you, for example, monthly fee for taking the brokerage services. She can send a request to me automatically from the computer. She need not be online on her mobile. Her computer sitting in her office can send us a request to all the customers that your monthly subscription charges are pending. Okay, all the customers can get a notification on the mobile, and as soon as customer says yes, it will go back to madam's computer in the office that this Dilip's payment has been received. The third aspect is, many of you have given the mobile banking your brokerage applications, right, which can be used to buy or sell the shares. The UPI can be integrated into that particular application, and of course the bank has to be there, so you will have to do integration. The bank will give the libraries for your application to be integrated, and you can then make the payment very seamlessly from that particular phone to buy. Today there is no way that customer can pay on your app. Now using UPI, customer will start paying through your app, right? And the only thing which customer needs to enter is the MPIN, the mobile PIN. That's it. Rest of the device are stored back into the bank system. Next. Yeah. So again, this is very technical slide. I'll say that the PSP is the payment system provider. So what it means is technically, the other use case we want to look at, you have multiple accounts. You have HDFC bank account, you have ICICI account, you have SBI account. In normal case, what happens is you open up the mobile banking for all three. You open up the internet banking for all three. In UPI, you just download one app and you can do banking with all. Right? You can debit, credit your account, all three banks using single app. Right? You just have to register once on that particular app. For example, you are banking with ICICI Bank. For some weird reasons, you don't like the mobile banking application, and you like UCO Bank mobile application. You can download the UCO Bank and do the banking with ICICI Bank. Right? So this really, the way we were explaining the ATM transaction, you have the ATM card. If you go to your favorite ATM, which is close to your house, which is really nicely maintained, and you use the ATM without any fear, right? This is exactly the same way what we are trying to do the UPI. It gives a complete network effect. It gives a flexibility to do everything in single app. It can push the payment. It can collect the payments. You can integrate with the mobile app. So Flipkart will be integrating the UPI library. The Amazon will be integrating. The Snapdeal will be integrating. So there are multiple ways this provides provides the facility. Virtual address, we believe it's going to really help in a big way, because what happens is we have seen that, if I want to pay, for example, 20,000 rupees, 30,000 rupees, I'm very comfortable to take bank account details, sit down my computer, invest my 10 minutes, 15 minutes, do that transfer. But the same thing if I want to pay you 1,000 rupees, I don't want to do that because I need a very faster mechanism. So we believe that all the small ticket right now, which is on the cash, will get converted back to UPI.
Yeah, thanks. So what it means is that it's a very simplified single click. The customer has to enter their MPIN for authenticating their transaction. Like Dilip explained, the customer will be able to choose what is the best application meeting their needs, and they will be able to link their very many bank accounts into that, and they will be able to use the same application for making payments to across the ecosystem. Right? All they have to do is authenticate the transaction with a single click, that is a two-factor authentication. Because the customer's device is also mapped with us in the background. What is in the process called device fingerprinting. So the bank, which is a PSP who is going to authorize the transaction, they know that the transaction is coming from a registered device, and the password, the PIN which is being entered by the customer will identify that this is the right customer who is doing the transaction. This way it is more secure, and we are not going to change anything dramatically. The banks are going to use existing infrastructure to build applications. The APIs are openly available, people can build it, and since customer is not exposing their account number or any other details, they are going to use only the virtual address. So everything is managed in the back end. It's much more secure. Right? And the payment can be, this is expected to make the consumer to business segment in the e-commerce as well as online payment space very well. Because it is going to speed up the process and people are going to pay. Because it brings in a lot of convenience and ease of use to the consumers. So for the merchants, it is like they can pull money seamlessly. All they have to do is make a request. Their application itself can generate the necessary number of requests to the various customers, and all they need to do is the consumer has to, wherever they are, they get an alert in their mobile saying that there is a request for payment, which account you want to debit, and the customer has to choose account and enter the PIN, the transaction is over. For brokers, it is going to be very faster way of moving money from the investor to your kitty. Right? And again, the broking application need not really worry about storing card credentials and keeping it securely. There is no need for a PCIDSS or a PADSS integration as stringent as it is required now to store card credentials. Since every transaction is going to be using a virtual address, actually the security requirements are taken care of the bank side itself. Right? And we can also reach out to customers who are not card users. Typically, today we need to expect a customer to have a debit card and the card needs to be active and the customer has to be registered for an online payment and the 3D secure password has to be generated. All this is not there in the UPI system. And as explained, it is much more going to help the working community to move money from one to another. This product is getting launched. The business launch is happening on April 8th. Honorable RBI government is going to inaugurate this product and make it live. There are a lot of banks as well as developer community who is working towards building various products who are going to ride on this UPI architecture. So the benefit for the end customer is that it is going to bring in a lot of privacy because customers, they are not going to put their account number openly anywhere. They are not going to expose it in every transaction. They are going to just use their virtual address. It can be, for example, I can, depending on whom I'm banking with, I can have a bank's name .com or I can just leave the bank name itself. And there is also provision for use cases that are being built in terms of cash on delivery. People can make a payment as soon as they're receivable, they can push the payment back to them. Or it can be even bill splitting, sharing kind of, and as well as it can be used for making remittances. And the transaction is authenticated with the PIN which I have already mentioned. And the major factor of attraction for the basic broker is that this can be used for pulling money from the customer instead of waiting for the customer to push money to you and wait for money to come so that they can initiate the trade. This thing can happen on a real-time basis, so your trading volume definitely can grow with UPI. And today there are cases like the payment can be made. It can be a pay request or it can be a collect request. We can, depending on the customer, the money can be the request can be pushed to them. The customer can push money to the broker, or the broker can pull money from the customer. Both the options are available. Also, the UPI infrastructure, because much of the country doesn't have the mobile banking registered with the bank. So, using UPI, we are also enabling mobile banking registration. The customer can download the application. On the first time, they need to register the mobile number. Once the mobile number is registered, they can start linking their bank accounts and doing the transactions. They can also do OTP, generate OTP using UPI for making payments wherever the payments are made inside. At will, they can set and change their PIN whenever it is required. They will also know the status of the transaction, whether the money has been credited to the beneficiary or not. All these provisions are available on a ready-made basis when we are launching UPI product is available. And so the process is very simple. When the UPI is launched, there are various players, payment service providers who are going to create applications. For example, even broking, your banks can also come and partner with you, and you can develop applications together. All the customer needs to do is download the application, register themselves, create a profile in terms of registering your phone number, registering your device with the bank, and the next step is adding the various bank accounts. It can be on the same bank, or it can be multiple banks, so that the application knows that you have a choice of using multiple banks to make the payment. And once it is done, they can start using. Then the transaction we can start. We go live. So it's fairly simple. So there are a lot of use cases which we are thinking about, including small ticket, small value payments. For example, it can be even vegetable vendor payments to even utility payments. For example, a billing company, for example, it can be a Reliance Power or somebody. When they generate a bill, today the bill reaches us and they are waiting for us to make the payment. Today with UPI, they can upload to all the customers who are already UPI registered. They can demand money from the customer. The application can show that, Mr. Customer, there is a bill outstanding for you, you would like to make the payment now. And we have created in such a way that even if the customer says, I want to pay after 1 week, the application actually can take the payment even after 1 week. When the customer is ready, the payment can be made. So similarly, if somebody wants to invest into the equity, they can also schedule it, they can time it at the opening of the market. I want to go and invest. So all this can be managed. The money can be moved real time to the broker's account. So the UPI brings in a lot of use cases. Excuse me, not able to hear.
You want to pull 10,000 from the customer, okay? And he is having 3 bank accounts.
Can you speak?
Suppose we want to pull 10,000 rupees from customer's account.
Okay.
And he is having 3 bank accounts. So is it possible using that UPI gateway? Can we pull 10,000 from 3 different accounts?
Yeah, it's possible. It is possible. He needs to build in the functionality back in the bank needs to build in that functionality, but technically it's possible. All 3 bank accounts, he can pull money and he can submit back to the broker. That's what is possible.
Okay, thanks.
I have a couple of questions.
Yes.
Jay question. How is this INPS different from NEFT? Is it a replacement for that?
No, INPS is more or less is a faster version of NEFT. That's what we call it. NEFT, it takes about 3 hours time to get the payments in practice. NEFT operates between 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the evening. INPS is 24/7 including Saturdays, Sundays. Right? So it's a faster way. You can call it as a next gen NEFT is INPS. It's parallel to that. It's parallel, but it's faster. It's
more advanced.
Yeah.
In INPS, the money moves on real-time basis.
So it's a 5 second.
Everything happens in batches. There are about 11 batches and the settlement happens, right? And NEFT is closed. I mean, it depends on the bank is closed. The last transaction cycle, the customer has to wait till the next day morning. With INPS, it's real time.
INPS is like ATM. Anytime you can withdraw money from the ATM wherever you see 24/7, Saturdays, Sundays.
Second question on UPI. Can you give a value date? Suppose a broker wants to pull funds from a customer.
Oh, yes.
Can you give a value date tomorrow or day after?
100% possible.
The customer can authorize today, the money will go after some
Possible.
The third is on RuPay card. I
Yes.
have not come across any website showing RuPay as an option. Normally it's Visa or Master only, including IRCTC or any site.
No, it is there. It is there. Maybe you would have not noticed. We are processing about 1 lakh transactions on e-commerce using RuPay. So maybe we'll show you this.
See, IRCTC is one of the biggest websites.
No, IRCTC is there. It is there. It uses the RuPay option.
And on charges, sometimes we have experienced that some charges, some clients do not prefer to use NEFT because the bank charges 25 or 50 rupees. They say, "Maako check देंगे." So in this situation, it is possible we can have a reverse charge mechanism where we pay the charges to get the funds fast. Is it possible?
No, sorry. You are asking. I can understand your question quite well.
We have experienced that some clients do not send NEFT to us because their bank charges 25 rupees or 50 rupees per transaction for the NEFT. So the client say, "We will pay checks to you."
But 25 rupees.
Yeah, they normally charge 25 to 50 rupees for a single NEFT.
But it would be for RTGS, not NEFT.
And NEFT, RTGS both.
So it's very, because
Bank
NEFT
most banks charge substantial amount of money.
NEFT, there is a cap by the, what is the value you are talking about?
Say up to between 1 and 2 lakhs at sums also. The banks normally charge 25 to 50 rupees plus service tax.
Maybe I'll discuss with you because there is a cap which is put up by RBI on charging on NEFT. I don't think it is so high. I don't think it's so high.
So is it possible we can have a reverse charge mechanism where receiver is willing to pay the charge to get the money fast?
No, not really. I think that's so. But you know what happens is once you do the UPI, you can pull the money, and then the beneficiary doesn't pay anything. The customer who's paying doesn't pay anything. You as pulling money that pays the charges to the bank.
Now on UPI, if we send a request to collect,
Yeah,
the client has a right to decline.
the client has the right to decline.
Does it amount to reject check return? Or no?
Reject transaction. No.
It is in legal terms, does it amount to check
No,
return?
cannot be because you know see this is a real time payment, right? You know the client has to enter the MPIN to debit his account. But you know, look at the NACH, right? The NACH can be tantamount to once the mandate has been approved, right? Then it can tantamount to return of the check. In NACH, if once the mandate has been approved, you submit daily, monthly, weekly, whatever as per the frequency checkbox take. That can be tantamount to because the ECH mandate is taken as at par at the check issued.
TDS.
Oh yeah, under the NI Act of Act 2002. Negotiable Instrument Act.
UPI is supposed to be super product.
Yeah, I think so. I think we are hoping. We are also hoping.
Yeah. Hello, can you use UPI to collect the EMIs?
Yeah, why not? Why not? Yeah.
See, depends on
See,
how
correct.
you are going to build.
It's your use case. The system is flexible enough. The way you build up the use case, you can collect whatever you want. And as I said, your system did not have the mobile banking app. You can run your program in a simple PC, and the request can go to the bank, and the other side, the customer mobile app, the request will go.
When we send through UPI, we send a collect request to the customer on the mobile. Will there be some just an amount of message gone, or it will be a narration that this amount is towards margin or for settlement due? Or
No. So what happens is, the requester's details goes in the message, right? So your virtual address will be seen by the customer, and while making the payment back to you.
I would like to send a message that this money is towards margin, or this money is towards settlement due. Some
Okay.
narration, some description of the amount, why I'm asking the money. Can that go in the message?
Yeah, it can go. We have kept the message field which travels end to end.
Both ways.
But I think it's a good point. We will ensure that it happens.
A customer who is trying to push money, they have remarks from where they
pulling money. That is not pulling money.
So I get it. So there is a 25 character message which goes end to end. We can say that the sender and receiver are mandated to display that message in the notification message. We can do that. Yeah.
So that it becomes clear to both the parties and why is that thing done.
No, I agree.
So even while pulling message, the broker can say the purpose for which what the money is being asked. So both options are available.
That's it.
And in that situation, the other party should not be allowed to change the message.
Yeah, it can't be changed. Can't be changed. Yes.
In settlement date, whether you are going to increase the cycle of risk of funds. In
the debit mandate, NSCHDR, are you going to increase the cycle? Because in the morning it will be 5 to 8.
It's a good question. We are actually thinking when the volume reaches to that level, we will increase, but we can add now.
Okay.
Because now we are processing about 4 million transactions a month on this NSCHDR. We should be able to add more, sir. When do you want?
See, basically, capital market is like.
We can add one.
The more cycle will be.
We can add one cycle in the morning, so that you are able to get funds by 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock is what I say.
Now the question is with regard to UPI. If I'm a customer is running a bank, who is bank app or whatever,
Yeah.
and he's getting a payment address. Now, as a broker, I am supposed to check the source of funds. Because the funds come from the customer's bank account only.
Yeah.
So, is there any validation process?
So what happens is, and we have taken care of this because last time also this question was asked when I came here about 8 months, 1 year back. So what happens is the sender's details and the receiver details, both the parties get full details, right? So when your account is getting paid, you get the full sender's account details which are transmitted to you, which is the IFSC and account number, and those are available back with you.
But whether the name will come or not? Because I need to verify the name.
The name as well. No, I get it. I think the virtual address I can check the name also.
Because in capital market, EMLA is imposed on us.
For sure, the account, IFSC and account number travels. For sure.
And now, in the question.
No, but I can check. I think it comes. Let me just double check. It comes because what happens is today also when the debit comes, the standard narration goes today also in the system, right? So it should be open. Let me just confirm that.
Normally, what happens in the bank account, the customer can give any mobile number, his or father or wife, and then get registered. And the transaction can initiate through that. So the name is basically to protect ourselves from the payment. So whoever.
I get it. I understand your point.
Second was with regard to virtual address.
Yeah.
The virtual address actually will be linked to the app only. So the customer will be giving me. But as a broker, when I receive the funds, whether you will be providing us some content verification or some mechanism so that I can register a post verification that I give to customer.
No, so what happens is I just have to double check that whether you receive the name or not, right? So that is the aspect I need to revert back. However, virtual address is only given as a pseudo payment instrument to identify the customer from that standpoint. Now we are also debating whether the virtual address can be given with the bank and the merchant, right? What it means is, for example, we are thinking that, for example, if you have the brokerage house XYZ, so we can say HDFCbank.xyz.com. So we are also debating on that aspect where we are not closing, because what happens is if giving only bank name, it's very difficult for a merchant to understand whether it's his customer or not. So we are trying to look at that aspect.
Actually, we are studying the UPI in a quite detail, and it can be done through the payment bank also. So
that's right. So payment bank is a bank. So we say it's a bank.
It's a regular payment instrument.
Yeah.
The only thing with regard to say whether the customer is a first holder or second holder or third holder. So basically, the name is not of first, but because then each broking house has its own rules. Based on that, they are mapped out particular payment.
I get it.
Second thing is we heard that what is the cost of UPI with the banks will charge? So I heard that it will not be prices and rupees.
No, I don't think it's going to be more. See, when you're looking at the P2P, we have kept the pricing of IMPSSC, so which is up to 25,000 rupees. The cost to the bank is 1.5 rupees, right? So bank might be, depending upon your bank decision. Many banks are giving it free. Many banks are charging about 4 rupees. Some banks are charging 5 rupees. I have not heard banks charging more than 5 rupees, up to 25,000 rupees.
In UPI, you can give us one mechanism of verification of payment address. We can transfer 1 rupee to the customer's bank account. And in return, we can get the name of the card. So basically, it comes from customer's bank account. So we can validate at our end, and then we can register the payment address. I think that will be.
So we can do that very well. We just need to look look at whether that's a right practice. However, I know that income tax, for the income tax purposes you can do that. There is a service. I get the point. Let me just check that.
It's a good rate for prepaid issuer transaction.
No, so what he's saying is, if I enter the virtual address, can I get the return in the name and the bank account details in the response? So that becomes a verification process. I get your point. I agree. Okay. So good. So what you're saying is, one is, you were asking about the name at name level, and second is you wanted a debit when we started the second debit cycle on the NPCI. I think second is much easier.
Early morning and
No, I understand. We understand what you're saying.
So in your debit method, you mentioned that you are getting of 5 cycles. So the question of
5 cycles in the sense 5 days. So debit mandate turnaround time is 5 days. Right now we are running a single cycle a day. You can add 1 more.
And I also thought that e-mandate is also gone live.
E-mandate is gone live, but right now it's only the honest e-mandate, which means that you have to be on that particular bank. It is not gone on an interoperable basis. So we are right now in the process of migrating the RBI ECS business to NPCI. So RBI has told that once we approve that, then the e-mandate also will go. So 2 months. 2 months.
Yeah, sir, when we request amount to the customer as a ECS, so will this transaction come under CIBIL entry? Means
I can't hear you.
if ECS get bounced, so that entry will go into the CIBIL.
Yes.
So in this case, if he send request to the customer and he rejects the
No, this can't go to CIBIL because this is a collect request, right? You're talking about?
yeah.
No, because customer has not given mandate. Only in the case of mandate where the customer is authorized to debit your account, only in that case it can go to CIBIL. Yes.
This is regarding this mandate registration, wherein the turnaround time you mentioned is somewhere around 5 days. The experience is what we have is that there are certain banks like basically PSU banks, they are taking around 30 days to 40 days also to
But it has improved substantially now.
Yeah, it has improved, but it has still not improved to a large extent.
So,
and in fact, many banks are charging 100 rupees also to the clients.
So that is again, when the customer, that is the bank's prerogative because if they have put up in their customer the schedule of charges to the customer, they have already specified that they will charge the NCS debit or whatever it is, 100 rupees for the signature verification, right? So that charge is outside the NPCI because that charges would have come any which way. The second point is, when you look at the T+5 mandate, how many mandates which are active, which are outstanding to act right now, T+5, those are about 1 lakh as of now. But daily, about 15,000 mandates getting daily cleared, 15 to 20,000 mandates. So if you can just send me an email on which are the banks which are dealing with, but you just give me the data of this month. You don't give me the data of the previous month.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Give me the data of this month, I can check immediately.
All right.
But it has been very, very bad earlier. Now it has substantially improved.
No, in fact, many of the mandates have expired and they have been returned back.
Okay.
In fact, we have to collect a fresh mandate now from them.
So if you can send me some more details, I can check. Who's your sponsor, man?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
We are getting some news from different markets of the existing disease mandates to cancel. They are forcing us to.
They are forcing you to get the new mandate.
For NSCS.
NSCS.
What is that?
No, I think the old mandate should continue, right? I don't think there is a guideline with respect to that. However, it's much easier for you if you are able to get the new mandate, whenever you are able to get. Because then what happens is, because many of places that the mandate records are not electronic. Now, at least by this process, but there is no mandate from out here, from that side. Sorry?
Many AMCs have sent mails to clients and brokers.
No, ECS could be stopped. However, the same transaction will go through NPCI. I think that is what is the whole objective is. But the old mandate does not get invalid. That's what the point is. Interpretation is different, is it? Yeah. So if you could send us the details, we can talk to those workers. UTI and many MCs. Okay, let me check. Virtually it's impossible because March and the ECS goes down, right? So virtually it's impossible for you to get the earning mandate from the customers. So, but tell me one thing, are the transactions declining? No, sir. Okay. So till the time transaction is happening, increase the transaction. Compliance and etc. Okay. No, I understand. But you send the details of those agencies that we can just communicate back. Shardul, please see that. Yeah, I think. My recommendation is to start using it. You know, the starting point would be you could give your IFS account to the customers. Start telling them to transfer the funds using IFS. You can start using it. I'm just telling you, because unless you use it, you would not know. Unless you start using it.
I invite Shardul to continue.
Yeah, we'll give you the details for the NACH. Shardul is the person who handles the NACH and I called him here because I knew that some of the inputs will come. Right? So Shardul, we have to take the input of the Yes Bank if their mandates expired and the details on the already time stamp one. So what we do is we just discuss offline after this. Right? We'll just keep the business. Okay.
There is any eKYC exercise also being done by you?
So we provide the eKYC gateway for the UIDR. So you can just start
AUA registration.
So we do the KSA, which is the AUA has to you, right, or something else, right, or you can do the sub AUA for that matter. We provide the KSA services. Yeah, so you can send us you could take CDS or NSA, whatever you guys feel comfortable with, right? So that's all from NPCI side. You know what we do is we'll come back again after 4 months or so. You know, UPI would have launched. You know, hopefully NACH, all the issues would have ironed out by then. E-mandate would have been launched. So we'll come back and do one more presentation after 4 months. Yeah. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you spending time. Thank you.
Very much everybody for being over here. May I request a small presentation mentor by Dina Bain to deliver, please? A memento to Rajesh. And Dina Bain, if you can give it to Rajesh, please. And a small memento to Vishweshwaran, please. Just.
I want to speak to that. Boss. Thank you so much. And just one second.
Thank you very much, Dina Bain. Thank you very much, everybody, for being over here. And Dina Bain, once again, thank you for your presence. Thank you, members. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Very good. Very good. Excellent. So in fact, you could look at